one might get you. If that one got you, this one is gonna really get you. Oh Lord.
And I promise you guys, I didn't see any of this. I did not see any of these.
None of this. Didn't see none of it. All right, so all right, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's Talk Podcast. We got a high value Hebrew here again. Make sure y'all hit them up on Instagram, Twitter,
TikTok.
YouTube, TikTok. He everywhere. Y'all go ahead and check him out. High value Hebrew. He's also been on my platform, did a couple of debates, a couple of dialogues, and had a lot of input regarding passport bros, high value Hebrew, red pill, and things of that nature. So y'all definitely check him out. So we're going to be doing a reaction to Kendra G, single only. She goes live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So definitely go out and check out her channel. She's constantly putting up content with different people that come on the show. So it's basically people coming on there looking for love, looking to meet somebody new. So he has not seen this clip. This is a blind reaction. He has no idea what he's getting into. But let's get right into it.
Hey, beautiful.
Hello. Oh, yes. I hope we don't have a lag this time. You were on my show before, but we had a lag, so I couldn't use I couldn't use it as a highlight. Can you give me more light?
Advertising.
Oh, you got the breath right in our face now.
Look, I got my house dress on. My house dress.
You got what?
What do you think about that so far?
I'm just her AC's out. It's just hot in there. That's all. It's just hot. That's all.
And that's her house dress, by the way. That she ain't even dressed. This is a house dress.
Okay. A house, yeah. She got to wear the house dress. AC's broken, so I get it so far.
Okay.
So you were here before. Give everybody. I'm not sure if we had a lag, so I couldn't use you as a highlight. But hopefully this time I can. Run down your stats for those who don't know you. Your name, your age, where you're calling me from, what you do for a living, and also what you currently
My
going
name
through.
is Angie. I'm currently 38 years old. I have a podcast called Pussy Talk. I also have a non-for-profit where I advocate for women under 40 with breast cancer. I am currently fighting and kicking stage 4 metastatic breast cancer's ass. I just had surgery 2 days ago. And that's kind of like what I do. I advocate for women who can't. Hey, beautiful. I advocate for women who are afraid to advocate for themselves. And my podcast is basically Pussy Talk, but it's really about the woman. It's about the womb. It's about the love. And I just currently wrote a book called Pussy Power.
Okay, so
what? So this is a blind reaction. I want to ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know what's going to go on next, but I just want to see. I want to do a little experiment.
Mm-hmm.
If you were a single guy, you're on this show, you're looking for love, you're looking for someone to talk to. What did you get off of that so far? Just off of this, I know you have to get to know a person, but so far, what did you get from this? What would your expectations be with this so far? From hearing what you heard so far?
This is okay. This is a bad first impression. Depends on what she's looking for, right? But this is a bad first impression. And I think the funny thing is that modern women today want traditional men, right? They want traditional men, protector, provider, leader, all that. But they don't present themselves as traditional women because traditional men like traditional women. But how she's presenting herself is not, she's already categorizing herself in a man's mind already out the
Like
gate.
what? What happened that made you categorize her? What did you see? What happened? What did you hear?
First, a presentation, right? If you're gonna be a woman of mind and your breasts are not gonna be out, we're just gonna get the AC fixed because I'm just sure it's probably just hot in there. So we're just gonna get the AC fixed. That's just all there is to it. But she's not gonna be on camera showing all of Cleveland all over the place.
All of Cleveland.
She's not gonna give people a tour of Cleveland. We're not gonna do that.
Okay.
So that's not good. You okay? That's not good at all. You know.
Okay.
So it's a bad impression. You know, I know that a lot of modern women today don't want that to matter, but it does. It does. Presentation matters. It does. I'm sorry. To a guy, as far as whether or not he's going to take you seriously. So a lot of men probably checked out. And guys, if there's any guys listening, put it in the comment section down below. A lot of guys are already, because we put women in two different categories. Okay, what they would say in the secular world is recreational use only or wife material.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
I know. I mean, I wouldn't say that, but I know that's just out there, you know. So they're in one or two categories. To a lot of guys, just so far, and we're not even 2 minutes into it, not even a minute. Okay, she's already categorized herself for some guys. Now, some guys keep going and you know, to see if she's, you know, worthy of, you know, marriage and stuff. But as we look, I want guys to start thinking about, is this wife material? That's all I want to think about.
So right now, basically, you're saying this would be recreational use. That's what you would. Most men would not you. Most men would lean towards that so far.
Yeah, I'm saying in general, so far, I don't want to speak and make it definite, but just so far, it's not a good impression. I'm talking about for the decent, upstanding, hardworking guy that has options.
What about her podcast called PUSSY Talk?
Oh my gosh, this woman has golden young
talk. PUSS Scholar too.
How could a decent, upstanding guy who has options, how could he get behind this is my wife, she hosts a podcast called this P-word talk? I mean, you know, they're not thinking about those type of things. They're not thinking about, hey, let's
get into it.
Okay, come on.
So we got to follow a 7-second rule. So your podcast is called PUSSY Talk. But so congratulations on your surgery. I didn't know that. So that's wonderful. What was your update from the last time when you were on the show? Wait 7 seconds. Do you have better light? I feel like you should have better light than this.
Do
you have like a ring light?
Turn it on a little bit brighter.
Okay. And it should be in front of your face, and that would give us the best light.
Here we go, advertising.
Y'all just got that.
Sorry.
Baby.
I'm sorry about the titties. My bad.
Wow.
Okay. What was you here the last time? Wait 7 seconds. Tell me what happened after that show. Did you meet anybody?
Fellas, is this wife material? Let it keep going.
Wait 7 seconds.
I met someone, and oh my God, was it hilarious. I met a guy who messaged me, and of course, most guys are looking for the pussy and not the girls. And, you know, a lot of guys think because I have a certain look and a certain shape that I don't have this and I don't have boundaries and or standards. So, you know, it's like with most men, because they judge me based off of my shape, my butt, my breasts, they think that I'm a light-skinned girl with a big booty. And then when they get me out on a date, they're like, oh, this bitch actually wants to get to know me. And usually they never call back, which is essentially I met a guy, we went out for the first date. I'm going to say that the first date, I didn't like it. I kind of like paid, whatever, but it was more of an introduction. He invited me out, but he wanted me to drive to him. Okay. He didn't want to pick me up. It was 10:30. I also expressed that I did not drink alcohol really. So, or that I don't have taste buds. So for me, when dating me, you actually have to think about what you're going to do, because you can't take me out to eat because I lost my taste buds. And I'm not really a drinker because, you know, I'm eating and drinking to live. And so actually today we have to put a little bit more work. We went bowling. I mean, not bowling, golfing. I'm sorry. He does golfing. And then you have to actually put a little bit more work into it. So you have to have an experience with me, let alone just drinking and dinner and probably fucking, which is kind of what most people do. And so after I didn't show up because I didn't like the fact that he wanted me to drive to him at 10:30. He was going to dinner, but he wanted me to meet him after dinner for a drink. And I'm like, what? I don't really do either or. So you're not really trying to take me. You have a place that you're going and you're inviting me, which is not, I don't like that. That you're not going to just, you know. And so he didn't respond to me. I tried to call him back because I think whatever happened.
You're what? You're white side.
Okay, pause the note. Okay, she's not getting it. Okay, she's not getting it. Now, this guy, he does a whole golfing thing, and if you know anything about golf, and a little bit I do know, is that it costs money, and it costs a lot of money to go on a decent golf course. It's not a joke. Okay, you got extra exposable income to be able to have golf in your life, right? Then the other thing is, because I was gonna say, he's some kind of loser, Pookie Ray, but Pookie Ray doesn't play golf. Okay, so I can't really say that. The other thing is, she thinks she's under the impression that she still has the leverage, right? So this guy who has options. So in his mind, he's thinking, okay, she's 38 years old, okay, and then she's a cancer survivor. God bless her. God bless her. She's a cancer survivor. Okay, but that is there's going to be some medical concerns that he has to worry about. Okay. Then she's like, okay, it's going to take a little bit of extra effort and stuff like that. One, you're past the wall. You're 38 years old. He doesn't see fertility in his future. He doesn't see that, hey, I can build a family with this woman or whatever. So she's got to realize where she is in the pecking order as far as dating is concerned. Again, she kind of has an idea of this too, because what did she put forth? She talks about, oh, well, I have these breasts and I have that, and she's all in the camera and her breasts are all in there. And then she said, oh, I got a big butt and all this other stuff. And then when they get with me, they realize I have a mind. But yet he doesn't call back. Block didn't call back. Oh, I try to call him. He has the leverage. He has the options. And if you want to put it on, oh, I have a mind, I'm this, I'm that, it's usually the attitude. For a guy, think about this. You have all this beauty. You have this nice big old butt, and you have these breasts popping out everywhere, and you're pretty. What guy does not want to talk to a pretty girl? Okay. It's the one who has a bad attitude, because peace is important to guys. Is important. So she could be set in her ways, have a big attitude, have all these big ideas and all this other stuff that a guy don't want to hear, especially one who has his stuff together. And then he's saying, okay, yeah, well, I'm gonna take you out to dinner, but you need to meet me over here. Well, if you want to be with him, then that's what you're gonna have to do, because you don't have the leverage. Where's the leverage?
She gonna have to do
it. She tried to call him. He wasn't answering. You like, yeah. So he's good. He's not worried about it. He's fine. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I call him back the next day to tell him that I was actually not feeling well, which is why I didn't want to drive. He then did not call me back. And then after 2 weeks of not calling me back, he then asked, could he apologize and make it up? And I said, I'm not that horrible person. I, do that. And then he wanted me to say, meet him again and not pick me up. So that was kind of that. He goes back to just following me. My pictures is not calling me before.
Okay, I got you. We got to paraphrase the story. So we got to get your Wi-Fi together because it's choppy when you talk. But I do want to give you my assessment.
Yeah, I tried to turn the Wi-Fi off and just put it on the phone. Is that
okay? Yeah, it seems like it might be better. But let me say this: I actually met you at a breast cancer event, so I know you from that moment, right? But if you come on the show and you say, you have a podcast called PUSSY Talks, I remember the last episode you were talking about how you can have sex without a relationship. You definitely have a great shape. You don't understand
how I could have sex without a relationship. What I said is that I'm dating. And because I'm dating doesn't mean that if I date someone and I like someone that I wouldn't have sex with that person. And that's totally opposite. I'm a person, and yes, I want to have sex, but let's be clear. A lot of people say that they're in relationships and they're just fucking people and not a lot of dating. And so what I said is that I went out with a guy, I dated him, and we had a great time. And we're adults, and I slept with him. And that's what you should do in dating.
Okay, so what
do you think of that advice? She believes you should go on dates, have a good time, and have sex. And she said that's not the same as having sex without a relationship.
Oh my goodness. That is the exact same thing. And fellas, comment down below. Does this sound like wife material to you? Does it sound like she has it together? Okay. Well, she's not realizing that every time you catch another body, it decreases your value. As far as women, you're the one who want to be married. You want this commitment. You want marriage. You want someone to take care of you and lead and all this other stuff or whatever. Then you need to be concerned with what he finds is worthy, right? That's and I think that's the part they don't get. For a guy to say to himself, okay, I'm getting my stuff together. I'm amassing my assets. Okay. I'm building myself, all that. Okay. When men do that, when they try to make something of themselves, what they try to do is do that so that they can establish a family. Okay. I need my money so I can establish a family, right? They're selfless in that way. But she has to be worthy. That's why I say I don't believe in, high value women, but I believe in high quality women, high quality, because they are born with their value and it decreases over time. So her primary job is to get the highest quality of value guys she can get while you're in your prime, right? Sure, there's some exceptions and some outliers, but that's not the rule. The exception doesn't make the rule. So she is not getting where she is. She's not getting it. This guy, the same thing. Let me apologize to you. I just want to call you back 2 weeks later. I just want to call you back and apologize and all that. Okay, yeah, I could do that. And he still wouldn't come pick me up. Because you didn't change in his mind. You're still the same. You're still your value is the same in his eyes. It's to him. You're not worth that. You're not worth going through all that trouble and that hassle. Guys are cost benefit analysts, right? They're like, okay, so is this worth it for me to do all of this?
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is, plain and simple. If it was worth it to him, he would do it.
So what are, just real quick before we get into the rest of the video, what would be some of the things that would be worth it to a man?
Youth, beauty. She's in shape. I haven't seen. We haven't do the Kendra cam. I don't know if she's in shape. She may be, but that's not the only deciding factor. A lot of it is the attitude, the softness, the meekness, the humility, the cooperation, the submissiveness. I know a lot of people hate that word, but those are because the reason why men want that, because it is peace. It means peace. That's all it means for him. That's how a man gets his peace. That's how he gets it. She cooperates. She's not arguing with him all the time. It's not a big fight over everything. That's not to say you don't have a disagreement every now and again. That's fine. But guess what? When a decision has to be made, that last final decision is going to be him, and it's over. That's it. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next thing, right? That kind of thing. But it's peace. That's all he's looking for. So you go out on this date. She's pretty. She's physically attractive, and then have a bad attitude. That's why he would ghost you, because he doesn't see peace in her. He doesn't say that she's going to be easy to get along with, or she has a pleasant personality. None of that. And I think they forget that part. A pleasant, friendly, bubbly, just nice, cordial attitude, disposition, not a Miss Know-it-all, not a problem with everything. This is, yeah. She's not realizing where she is in the pecking order. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's like opposite. You have sex.
Most people think they're in a relationship and still have sex, and that's the.
I mean, that's fine.
Go ahead.
Well, hold on. We're gonna talk about logistics here. The point that I made was you had sex and you guys were not in a relationship. This is not a judgment.
Absolutely.
This is a fact. I'm not judging you for that, and I'm not judging you actually for anything. But I do want to, because you said in the beginning you attract a certain type of guy. And I do want to understand why you would attract.
So let's first say that I don't attract a certain type of guy. I attract
what you said.
I didn't say that. What I said was people think, men specifically and women, because I have a certain look or a certain shape, that I don't have anything else but that. And that's totally far from the opposite, which is what I was saying. I don't have a problem with saying that if I'm dating someone or if I'm having sex, whatever. But what I said is people think because I just have a certain shape and a certain look that I don't have brains or that I don't have anything. And what I'm saying is that, and whoever said I'm defensive, of course I'm defending what I'm saying because I want her to understand me. We're communicating. And what I'm saying is that because people be taking off of a look and then they get you on a date, and I'm actually asking.
And you have a podcast called Pussy Talk. Like that whole package. Listen, I got to know you on a deeper level, so I know you on a deeper level. But if I go off of Pussy Talk, shape, saw you on my live, she's open to having sex without being in a relationship, Yeah, I'm gonna. That type of guy would be like,
but that's not
okay,
just the
then you have to
world.
get to know
This
you.
is the thing,
To know
Kendra. It's not just the guys. It's actually the world, and that's the how I came up with pussy talk, because you know that pussy talk is much more deeper. It's not about pussy. It's about a lot of times how women are held prisoners to their pussy because we are.
Listen,
So
I'm here for all of that. But what I'm saying is that type of guy would not approach. I'm gonna just use Michelle Obama, right? You wouldn't come. I don't believe that type of guy would come to Michelle Obama thinking that, oh, I can have sex with her right away, because that's just not the one she represents. And again, I'm not judging you, but I think to act like you don't understand why a guy might think that this is easy in that way.
Let me say this. I understand everything you're saying, and that's why I try to change the directory, because people always look at you and they always assume based off of a look. And that's the whole part of pussy talk, because pussy talk is much deeper, because it's really about the woman and the womb and how we are treated and how we don't, just it's a whole, that would be a whole nother topic. And I'm not okay with that. What I had a problem with him is that you're still going to treat me like a lady just because I will have sex without a relationship, or just because I look a certain kind of way, and just because
Cap, stop. Oh, no, ma'am. It doesn't work that way. Okay?
It don't work that way.
It don't work that. It don't work that way. See, look at what she's trying to do. She names her podcast something very provocative. And let's just be honest. Let's be adults. If a male or a female hears the title of that podcast, what is it that they're going to think? So she's trying to attract attention, right? She's trying to get, it's provocative, right? Let's just be honest. It's a provocative title. So people are going to say, oh, let me check that out. Now, if it's a guy, you know what he's thinking. So he's like, well, let's see if they're just talking all reckless, if they're just getting wild in there. At least let's see, let's find out, right? Yeah. And then some of the women might be like, girl, let me see what is she talking about? Right? Sounds like some sexual liberation type stuff, right? Yeah. So either sex is gonna think right there off the top of their mind. Okay, well, you and I, I don't know anything about the podcast, but like she's saying, she's trying to brand it as something else, right? And that's the thing, and that's the contradiction right there in turn. You don't hold yourself out some way, and people pick it up that way, and then you get mad because people perceive it how you put it out there. You put P talk out there, and then you get up mad. Well, people gonna assume when they look at me, and they're gonna think this and that. You put out P talk. What are you talking about? What else is he gonna think? What else is he gonna
get that? She put that out too.
Yeah, and then she put it out there that, oh no, you're not gonna treat me a certain way, even though I go out on dates and I have sex without a relationship. Like, what? You cannot control how a man perceives in his mind. You can't control it. You're putting it out there, and he's treating you based on the energy and the information and the image that you're putting out. That's how he's judging you.
The world. And she said that's the world, and that's the problem. That's why she came up with P Talk, because that's the world. They want to see her shape. They want to hear she'll have sex with her relationship. They want to see her podcast called P Talk, and they automatically assume that she's ready to get down with the get down. And she said that's a problem. The world.
But she does get down without a relationship. But she does get down.
Yeah, she does.
So I don't understand. So why are we confused about the results that we're getting? How is she confused about
because you can't treat her like that. You got to still you can't tell me to meet you someplace, take me out after you went out. You still got to put on a show, basically.
But is she behaving or putting herself out in such a way that is worthy of this high class treatment? This is ridiculous. Come on, let's just go. Okay, go ahead.
Does not mean that, yes, those are all true, that I have to give my pussy up, which is far from the truth. And then
I agree with all of that. Hold on. I agree with all of that. We're not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is I also understand how coming in the door, he's thinking something else. So now as I get to know you, sure, you should have that requirement. That's fine. But if I just went off of seeing you on the show, the name of the show, those things, I would think as a guy, oh, I'm going to get potentially some vagina fast. Now, of course, knowing you, learning you.
So you're agreeing with Kendra on that?
With Kendra so far.
Kendra on fire tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's what a guy's gonna think. Go ahead.
Say to you, you can learn otherwise. But I think it's
Oh,
unfair
I
to not understand how
absolutely
God would think
understand it.
that.
What I had a problem with is not that even, and there may be, I may have went out with him if the situation was different, may have liked him and possibly could have slept with him. I don't have a problem with any of those things. Um, Whoever said anything about my titties, they look like this because I had a double mastectomy 2 years ago, and so they're actually fake, and I don't actually have breasts; they're just implants. So there you go. My energy is no, I'm not defensive. I'm speaking up for myself, and that's the problem. People think that because you speak up for yourself, you're always on defensive mode. But back to you, Kendra. I don't have a problem with any of those things about how people perceive or their perception. For me, with him, it was okay. You asked me out on a date, but did you really ask me out on a date? Or did you invite me to somewhere you were already going and ask me to meet you there? And unfortunately for me, that's not going to be subdued. Whether you want pussy that night or not, you're going to hit to work for it, right? And so that means picking me up, taking the effort to take me out, having a great time and a great conversation. I want all of those things. And then maybe through that, I might say, hey, I'm really feeling him. I'm digging him. Maybe we could do something or something like that. But none of that happened.
So what do you say about that? That's a requirement.
That'll be no, no, ma'am. Pass. No,
No,
because no. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work because she's putting all these requirements out there now. And now, if anybody followed that, follow her podcast and all this other stuff, and follow this, okay, just looking at this, she's not putting out anything that says it's worth putting in all that effort to her. She gives it out to other guys, and they don't have to put up that much effort. We can go on a date, and I can have sex without a relationship. So why should I do more than the last guy? I don't understand. Why should any guy have to do or be required to do more than the last guy? And if I'm the guy with leverage, then why do I got to meet your demands? What am I getting? What am I getting? I get a girl who's on a podcast called P Talk. Okay, I mean, she's on her podcast talking about P Talk and talking freely about, well, yeah, I sleep with guys, whatever. I sleep with guys, and I'm not necessarily in a relationship, and I don't want to be defined by my body, but yet you're advertising. You're constantly advertising. It's a complete contradiction. Complete contradiction. It's like you can't do that. You cannot argue with the results. This is a natural. This is what this is what comes with it, right? It's like in we all took science class back in the day, and the teachers, when you're doing these experiments, when you're doing these labs, when you mix certain things, acids, bases, and all those other things, it's going to be a certain result, right? We're not shocked at the result. That's what you're going to get. So as long as she keeps doing what she's doing and advertising the way she's advertising, what she don't understand is that she likes what she's doing. She doesn't like the result. She loves what she's doing, but she don't like the result. But what she's doing only garners one type of result, which is why she always has to be on the defense. Like, why are people always thinking this about me? Why are people always coming at me? Why are people saying I'm defensive? Because you're putting out a message and then you're saying something else. You're putting out a certain image, putting out a certain message. People are responding in kind according to what you are putting out. And you're saying, oh, people are just judging and all that. No, she's putting out a certain image and a certain message, and people are responding to that.
Yeah.
Continue.
Well, before we continue, I want to ask you a question real quick. What about this new requirement that women have that I'm not meeting you somewhere? You have to pick me up or pay for me an Uber. Do you think that that's realistic, or do you think they're like it depends? Like, what's your position on that?
I think it's stupid because they are thinking the reason I say that is because they're thinking that they have the leverage. But more and more guys every day are waking up and realizing, no, you don't have the leverage. What's so special about you? If you were someone, young, in shape, very low to no body count, then yeah, guys will go that extra mile because that's what they are looking for. But the modern woman out there today, they're just like, I do what I want. I sleep with who I want. I'm a boss chick, blah, blah, blah. All the things that guys don't care nothing about. And I'm talking about the guys that they like and the guys that they respect. Those same guys have options, and they have better options than them.
And I feel like if a man asks me out on a date, he should then pick me up. And he should make plans for me and not add me into his already plans. And so that way, when he's adding me into his plans and then I don't follow through, now he's holding me responsible, saying, you said you were coming. No, I expected you to pick me up like a man should do. So despite the thinking or the sexual part, I have no problem with that because society and the world sexualizes everything or whatever. I had a problem with him not picking me up, him not listening to me after we had 2 or 3 conversations prior to this, me saying, I don't really drink. And I have a certain taste palette. So he did not, the problem I had with him is not that he wanted what he wanted or he saw what he saw. The problem I had with him is that he didn't listen. And a man who would have listened probably could have had maybe that, maybe something else, maybe a second date. And he did any of those things.
That's fine. One thing I did though, I did listen. And the first thing you said when you were talking about this is you said, men think because I have a podcast called Pussy Talk and because of my shape, that's why I went there. I was like, well, of course.
I have men that don't even know that my podcast is called Pussy Talk, who see me out in the world.
Well, I'm talking about for my show, girl. On my show, we know your podcast is called Pussy Talk. So what I'm saying is, the fact remains you was on my show. We talked about pussy talks. We talked about you having a sexual relationship. That's what the resume said they saw you on this show. So I'm not talking about who didn't see the show. I'm talking about what happened on my show. We can move forward because we're going in circles. It's not really worth to go in circles. But what I'm saying is, that's what I'm saying. But let's just go forward.
I asserted what I wanted.
Okay, but you came back tonight. We came back tonight to do it again, to give that update. What was the goal for tonight?
And give the update. So there's the update.
Okay, so you want to do it again? Okay, that's the update.
My name is
Tell us your name again, honey.
So we'll end it right there.
Angie, so I know a little.
Let me turn it on. Hold on. It's still on.
Podcast. You have a child. You have more than one child or just one
Hold on.
child?
Let me turn it off.
One child is 20.
What's
your zodiac sign?
Hold on. It's acting crazy.
And she is beating.
There you go. All right.
Okay, you hit that pause button.
So yeah, it was acting crazy. Won't come up. So what's your final thoughts on this? Is she gonna learn something? Do you see marriage in her future?
Oh my gosh. Oh man. If she's not learning. Okay, we can hear in her voice that, and the way she's coming across, we can see that she still believes that she holds all the cards. All right, she that's how she feels. She feels like she still has all the cards, and she can dictate the terms of engagement. Right, and the problem is she can do that to a guy who is lesser than her.
Yeah.
Okay. She can dictate, like, if he's a simp or he has less and stuff like that. But then again, she won't like him because I'm pretty sure she's going to want someone who she perceives as a little higher status than her.
Yeah.
So by default, if he has a higher status than her, then she cannot dictate the terms of the agreement. It is she who wants to be in his life. Yeah. Right. But right out the gate, she's trying to say, hey, I need a man to do this and plan the day and not just try to fit me in today and all this other. You don't. He doesn't see you. Apparently, according to her own words, apparently he doesn't see you as worth it. He doesn't see you as that. He doesn't see you like that. And talking to her, of course, he just doesn't see that. Right. So she's not getting that. And the problem, now here's the thing, she's 38 years old. And what's going to happen is that she's going to get more of the same results because her attitude is the same. She's going to get more of the same results. Now she's retaining a little bit of her beauty. I mean, she's kind of cute, she's 38. That's going to fade pretty quick. Okay. That's not going to last forever. Okay. Beauty fades, but her attitude, this is not going to bode well for her whatsoever. Now she could be married in the future, but it's not going to be a high caliber guy with a bunch of options. It's just not going to happen. Now she could end up with a guy who is not as high caliber, right? Is not as high value, but will she stay with him? Will she love him? Will she be loyal to him? Will she be satisfied? That's the question, which is why a lot of women are going to end up alone. Obviously, we throw around all the buzzwords, with hypergamy and stuff like that. Women tend to date up. There's nothing wrong with that, but she's not going to get that guy. She's just not going to get that guy. That's my thoughts. I mean, she's just not going to get that guy. Not with that attitude. She's just not going to get it.
What a show, man.
That's crazy.
What did you like? So the blind reactions, man. Yeah, what you thought of it? Man?
You got me. I'll give you that. You got me, because I didn't know what to expect from that. You got me.
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, how can she put, like, you're 38 years old, you've been down this road before, you've already figured it out, you said it yourself, like, this is what they're doing. And instead of her realizing, like, okay, why are they doing this? What do I need to, like, okay, why is this happening? What is going on? What can I do? She says, well, this is the world, it's their problem, and we need to change that with pussy talk.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I don't know how that's gonna fix that. But all right, man, I enjoyed you coming on the show as always. High Value Hebrew. Make sure you guys definitely check him out on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Check out, he has a lot of different channels, and y'all definitely hit him up. It's very entertaining. I'm always on there looking at his TikTok videos, so y'all definitely check him out. Thank you again for coming on. And like I said, we're gonna have more reactions and more commentary, so y'all definitely go onto the channel, like, subscribe, share, and check him out. We got a lot of content of him on Let's Talk Podcast.